First of all, I just need to say thank you so much for 1K subscribers, and so here's my little gift to you all. I've gotten so much support recently, it's overwhelming, in a good way though. Sorry it's been 5 days or maybe 6, or hell maybe even a week since I last posted. School has been kicking my ass recently, so I needed to focus a bit on that. Anyways, here's some fluffy saku at you because God knows this fandom needs it. I can't do this. I'm going to beat you to death if you don't go. I don't feel like talking to anyone right now. Well, you have to. Can I at least know what he looks like? Then it wouldn't be a blind date. What if he's ugly? He's actually very, let me stop myself, I have a boyfriend whom I adore. He's not ugly, I've met him before, he's far from ugly. Then you go on a date with him. I love my boyfriend. Okay, but what if he's creepy or weird? He's super normal. What about what? Nothing. Confused Atsumu. It's nothing. I'm gonna be overbearing and scare him away like everyone else. You're not overbearing, just confident. The way my confidence is just a front for my inferiority complex. And what, are you gonna tell him that? He doesn't need to know that. Okay, but what if he tries to make a move or something? He won't, trust. What are you guys keeping from me? Nothing, go have fun. I have too much baggage to go on a blind date. You have just enough baggage, actually. Fun, go have fun. Fun. Yes, fun, bye. This is why am I doing this again? Because you love us. It's not that. You said you were lonely and so we set you up with someone, so I'm not sure why you're complaining. I'm having second thoughts. Don't. Thanks, anxiety cured.
A shout out to everybody with social anxiety. I kind of feel sorry for you. Oh, yeah.
Are you sure he's not gross? 𝘴𝘬𝘬𝘶𝘢 doesn't hang out with gross or ugly people, so. And he dated you. Hey, how about I bury you alive? Anyways, I didn't mean it, I'm not lonely. You have to stop third wheeling Akashi, and I think he's starting to like you more than me. I don't think that's possible. I don't third wheel you guys. ... Well, I mean, whatever, if I meet him and he's gross I'm kicking your asses. Yeah, whatever. Go get tiger. Good luck, kisses. Atsumu was sat at the table and kept fiddling with his hem of his sweater. What the fuck was he so nervous for? It was just another guy his friends had set him up with. Again, did they really think Atsumu was that pathetic? On second thought, maybe he was, considering how he kept coming. After a bit of waiting, a guy walks up the table, wearing a mask and has his hands shoved in his pockets. Atsumu sits up straight and sticks out his hand. Hey, I'm Atsumu. The guy just stares at Atsumu's hand for a bit. I have a thing with germs. So? But I'm Sakusa. Oh, so that was the thing his friends were keeping from him. Atsumu puts his hand back in his lap and attempts to recover. Yeah, germs are pretty gross, like bacteria and like fungi and shit. Yeah, fungi. Atsumu could feel himself starting to ramble. Like viruses and protozoa, like what's up with that? Germs are everywhere, totally makes sense if you don't like them, they make you like sick and stuff and can cause like, health problems. My grandpa died of the chicken pox, so, I hate germs. Atsumu rubbed the back of his neck and laughed awkwardly. He wanted to leave, this was horrible, he had already made a bad impression, he wanted to go home. Sakusa's eyes crinkle behind his mask, did that mean he was smiling? Sorry about your grandfather. Atsumu waves his hands dismissively. He was sort of racist, so. Oh. Yeah. Then I'm not sorry. Atsumu lays his head against the table, feeling humiliated. I've totally talked myself into a corner here. He hears Sakusa sit across from him. We don't have to make weird small talk about germs. Atsumu lifts his head up. You think it was weird? I thought it was funny. The usual reaction I'm used to is people trying to avoid even talking near me, so, your reaction is my favorite so far. Really, no one's gone on a germ rant before? I haven't even gone on a germ rant before. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Not really. The part about it being my favorite reaction was supposed to make you feel better. Sorry, I tend to ramble when I'm nervous and I just. Atsumu trails off. I'm talking a lot. I like listening more than talking. So? Sakusa rests his chin on his palm and tilts his head to the side slightly. Ramble away. How was your day, Atsumu? Atsumu felt himself loosen up a bit and took a sip of his water, shaking his head sadly. I spent like 30 minutes looking for this sweater, just to find it in my brother's closet, and he was all like, it's my sweater in the first place and you stole it, except he hasn't worn it in year. So it's 100% mine at this point, like I wear it all the time. Is it possible he hasn't worn it in a year because you're wearing it all the time? Atsumu thought for a moment. That doesn't sound right. Sakusa giggled softly and Atsumu noticed how the corners of his eyes wrinkled up again. It was cute. And I'm the older twin anyway, he should be nicer. Are you identical? Technically, like we have the same face, but his hair is gray and I'm more attractive. If you have the same face, how are you more attractive? Atsumu grinned. If you saw him you'd get it. And he's always accusing me of stealing his stuff. Why? Atsumu shrugged. I don't know, maybe because I'm always stealing his stuff. But that's not enough reason to accuse me of anything. Are you sure? Atsumu pretended to think for a bit. No, I don't think I'm the problem. The server appears and hands both of them menus, and while looking it over, Sakusa taps the table to get Atsumu's attention. How much will you judge me for getting chicken tenders? Atsumu sets his menu down and makes a face. Don't make a face. I wasn't making a face, that's just how I look. What's wrong with chicken tenders? If you wanted chicken tenders, why don't we go to a food truck, or a drive-thru? Or a hospital cafeteria? I wanna try the ones here. Do you want a coloring mat too? Sakusa shrugs. I wouldn't mind, but they never have green in them. Why do you sound genuinely annoyed? Because I am. They give a picture of grass and trees and then don't give you a green. You can just mix two colors to get green. You can't do that with cheap crayons. Yes you can. Okay. So what two colors make green? Atsumu has no fucking clue. Red and yellow? That's orange. Purple and red? Purple isn't a primary color. What's a primary color? Sakusa raised an eyebrow. Red, blue and yellow. Okay, so, blue and red. That makes purple. Ah. So it's blue and yellow. Bingo. Atsumu throws his hands up in victory. Call me Picasso. You didn't know what a primary color was. Atsumu rolls his eyes and flips through the menu, pointing towards a dish. I refuse to be seen on a date with someone eating chicken tenders. There's nothing wrong with chicken tenders. Atsumu points at the menu again. You're getting pasta. I've never had that kind of pasta. You're getting pizza. Yeah, okay. They both order and Sakusa's eyebrows are deeply furrowed as he looks at Atsumu. The corner of Atsumu's lip quirks up. Oh my god, you'll have a silent temper tantrum. I am no. You know if you keep making that face it'll get stuck like that. That's a myth. Nope, happened to my grandpa. The racist one? That's irrelevant. I think it's a little relevant. I think you're not supposed to talk about this stuff on a first date. Who said that? I don't know, like, dating experts. You're also never supposed to talk about exes. There's a beat of silence. So what were your exes like? Sakusa thinks for a moment, tapping his fingers on the table. They were all really annoying. Everyone's annoying. Yeah, but they were. Sakusa looks up as if the rest of his sentence was there. They were fine with the misophobia until I started acting like someone with misophobia. All my exes were super intolerant in the long run. Sakusa is interrupted by the server bringing their food, Atsumu's mouth watering and Sakusa looking warily at the shrimp Alfredo. He pulls out a travel-size bottle of hand sanitizer and uses it on his hands, pulling his mask down when he's done. Atsumu can feel himself go dumb. The top half of his face was already really attractive, but when it was attached to the bottom half, Atsumu couldn't help but stare. Was his staring obvious? He hoped no. But it sort of stopped bothering me after a while, I guess. Atsumu stared at his tuna roll, trying to remember what they had been talking about before Sakusa pulled his mask down. Oh, misophobia. Do you keep the mask on during sex, because that'll do it? Sakura laughed and the way the corner of his lips curled up made Atsumu mirror the grin. I don't. Sakura stops his sentence to laugh again. I don't keep the mask on during sex. Atsumu shrugs. Then I'm all out of ideas. What about you? I don't wear masks during sex either, so we have that in common. I meant your exes. Atsumu flushes, shoving a tuna roll in his mouth. But it's good to know we have similar tastes. Atsumu flushes and clears his throat. I had a girl break up with me in high school because I forgot our 2-month anniversary. Which isn't a real thing, and she 100% made that up. Would you celebrate every month leading up to a year? That's exactly what I told her, like it doesn't make any sense. She was sort of batshit. All my exes are sort of batshit. So you attract batshit people? Yeah, I think so. You don't seem batshit though. Sakura twirled his fork in the pasta and grinned. I hope no. Updates. Him not replying means it's going well. Or he's dead in a ditch somewhere. He's definitely not dead in a ditch somewhere. He totally is. You don't think there? No. Well. If anyone would be able to seduce a germaphobe, it's Atsumu. I miss him. He's not dead. This wouldn't be the first time he's turned a date into a one-night stand. I wouldn't worry. I'm not dead. Atsumu. And I'm not hooking up with him. It was just a speculation. How's it going? Good, we just finished dinner, and he's taking me to an arcade, so. A secondary location. Sakura isn't going to kill him. How is Sakura though? Hot. You're so shallow. He's also sort of funny, and he's really good at listening. You rambled on a first date. What? No. OMG, you made him listen to you ramble. Oh my god, I totally did. He hates me. Maybe. We should just shut up, we're making it worse. Agreed, bye, have fun XOXO. Okay, bye. I've never talked his much before, I need an inhaler. That's a good thing. I guess. Oh my god, you like him. I just met him. He totally likes him. I also ended up talking about myself, which is, anyways. Good, this is all good. He's sort of. A lot? Yeah. Is that a bad thing? You're a lot, Bakuto. And so is Oikawa. It's not a bad thing to be a lot. Sakura looks scary, but he's just shy. So maybe you need someone who's a lot. I know I did. God, if you're there, please get a boyfriend so he'll leave mine alone. And mine. You guys are so. I was asking so many questions and he kept answering them, so I kept asking more, and so half the date was an interrogation. And so maybe he hates me. Why were you asking so many questions? I liked hearing him talk. ... What? Nothing, have fun, bye. The arcade was hidden away on the street, and always has the right amount of people there, enough so that it felt fully without there being so many people it made Sakura anxious. These games look older than us. A lot of them are. Atsumu's eyes scan the arcade before they light up at a Space Invaders arcade game. He turns to Sakura and looks a bit smug. I don't mean to brag or anything, but I sort of kick ass at Space Invaders. Funny, I sort of kick ass at Space Invaders too. Interesting, I probably kick more ass though. Sakura sees the slight twitch of Atsumu's hand. It's a twitch Sakura is quite familiar with. It's how people's hands twitch when they wanna reach out to him but stop themselves. It usually makes Sakura grateful, and saves any awkwardness. But for some reason, now it was only irritating him. Sakura clears his throat. You can touch the hoodie. I can always just wash the hoodie. He hopes Atsumu can't notice how red his cheeks are under the mask, but if Atsumu does notice, he doesn't say anything, instead opting to hold onto the sleeve of Sakura's sweatshirt. He looks up at Sakura with a soft smile on his face. This okay? Sakura shrugs, not trusting his voice to make sounds without betraying how loud the pounding in his ears was. Taking that as a yes. Sakura walks over to the game cabinet, Atsumu tailing slightly behind, with one of his hands gripping Sakura's hoodie like a toddler. You see that fox over there? Sakura turns to the front of the arcade where there's a giant stuffed fox hanging with the other prizes, sitting at 1,000 tickets. I want it. That's a lot of tickets. I'm in a good mood, and I feel like whoever gave me the fox would be. He eyes Sakura and grins, making Sakura's face hot. I feel like they'd be, compensated. 𝘴𝘢𝘞 blinks. By you? 𝘴𝑚𝑢 shrugs and steps away from the machine after collecting the tickets it gave him. I don't know, it's just a feeling, but I really want the fox. That's prostitution. What are you talking about? I meant maybe I'd give you my number. That's not what you meant. 𝘴𝑚𝑢 poked 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A's side while 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A was attempting to wipe down the controls. What did I mean? 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A stops what he's doing. There's really only way to win with 𝘴𝑚𝑢, and it's by playing along with him. We just met today, so I'd have to keep the mask on. How long before you would take it off? Depends, maybe 4 more dates. 𝘴𝑚𝑢 makes a face, looking appalled. Do I look like fucking Mother Teresa? This is another one of those things you don't talk about on first dates. 𝘴𝑚𝑢 ignores 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A and looks exasperated. 5 dates is too long. I'm mentally ill. 2 more dates. Are you trying to negotiate with my irrational brain? Yes. It has to be 4 minimum. This is years of therapy talking. I can't make an exception. 4 more dates? Minimum. 𝘴𝑚𝑢, that's a reasonable amount of time, for most people. 𝘴𝑚𝑢 hums, seemingly losing interest. What about kissing? Are you planning on kissing me, 𝘴𝑚𝑢? 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A is finding it really difficult to focus on the game. I was just curious. People's mouths have a lot of germs, and I don't really like that. And mouth condoms aren't really a thing, so. Is it really okay to have this conversation on a first date? Definitely no. There's a beat of silence before 𝘴𝑚𝑢 leans on the game cabinet. So do you just not kiss people? 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A scoffed. If you brush your teeth I'll consider it. I always brush my teeth. Yeah, but if I can't see you brush your teeth it'll freak me out. Maybe later then. Maybe. It's so much bigger up close. That's how most things are, 𝘴𝑚𝑢. 𝘴𝑚𝑢 clutched the fox in his arms and could tell he probably had a stupidly huge smile on his face. But seriously, 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A, thank you. You didn't have to. I wanted to, it's whatever. And by the way, you can call me by my first name, I call you yours so. A truck passes them on the busy street and 𝘴𝑚𝑢 only catches the latter half of the name. 𝘴𝘬𝘬? 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A's eyes crinkle up behind the mask again. Yeah, 𝘴𝘬𝘬 is fine. 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 pulls his phone out of his pocket, and looks up at 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A. Well 𝘴𝘬𝘬, you win the grand prize of my phone number. 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 can see the tips of 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A's ears turn red as he fumbles for his phone too. After they exchange, both of them walk down the street, 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 with the fox tucked under one arm and the other wrapped around 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A's bicep. Is it raining? 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 looked up to feel a fat raindrop fall on his face. 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A pulls them both under an abandoned store canopy as the rain starts to come down harder. Are we gonna have to cut this short? Cut it short, we've been out all day. So do you wanna leave? I never said that. The rain really started coming down, and 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 had never wanted to hold a hand so bad before. Can I? 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A handed him the travel bottle of hand sanitizer and 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 rubbed it into his hands while 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A watched. You can hold it, no. Both of them were very red in the face, suddenly like middle schoolers. When 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 extended his fingers and brushed 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A's, 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 moved away slightly before 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A grabbed his hand, interlocking their fingers. Their hands fit so perfectly together. I've been alone for a while so, I'm not sure how to do this. Me too, but it's better to be alone together, isn't it? Yeah. I guess it is. 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 tightened his grip on 𝘴𝑘𝑢𝑠A's hand. So you should use my number. And we should do this again, minus the rain. Yeah, okay. 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢 played with the ear of the fox, pressing his cheek to the stuffed animal. I'm really starting to like you, 𝘴𝘚𝑚𝑢. Don't disappoint me and go batshit. As long as you don't disappoint Meb and get all intolerant. I promise. Yeah, me too. I promise.